What's going on, everyone? This is Vulgars here, and welcome to this week's Tip Tuesday. This week's Tip Tuesday, we're going to be going over 3D layers and how you can enable them. We're also going to briefly go over how you can use them in various ways. You may have seen this a lot with maybe transitions, scope transitions, or just simple effects. They're great effects to apply to separate layers to make it look nice, and this is not necessarily going to teach you like any specific way. It's just going to help you become more aware that these layers actually exist, so that if you see them, you'll know how to do it, or you'll at least have a better idea of how to do it. Alright, now if you look down here, you may have some checkboxes. Now I only have one, as you can see, but depending on what type of layout you're using, you may have, I'm going to say, 4 or 5 of these checkboxes, and one of them actually is for 3D layers. Now, the 3D layer one actually looks like this. So if you see a little checkbox and there's a little 3D icon, and you can just click it, and that'll automatically give you the 3D layer. But I don't actually have that enabled right now, just because I like it to look simple, and pretty much any effect or any transition, whatever really you want to do, you can access just simply by right-clicking the clip and then going to, well, you can go to effects, but this is actually not an effect. This is more like a transform. So what you can do is you can just right-click the clip, and then you can do 3D layer, and then automatically you have a 3D layer. Now you're going to notice that's going to add these 3 axes to your clip. It's going to add the X, the Y, and the Z, and you can click on this little rotate tool right here to rotate them the various directions, or whatever you like to call it, and as you can see, you can rotate them like this, and then of course like that. So that's using the rotate tool. I usually don't use that because it's not as precise, and I will show you how I usually use 3D layers. So if you just click the down arrow and then click the down arrow on transform, you will notice now you have a Z rotation. Prior to this, you only had X rotation and Y rotation. Now you have a Z rotation. So the Z rotation is going to affect this. Hold on, I thought it was actually the other way around. Okay. Y rotation is the left and right. So pretty much the Y rotation is going to allow you to do this, which you were not able to do prior. You're also going to notice that you're going to have 0 and then X and then however many degrees you're rotating this by. That 0 is pretty much how many times it's been rotated. So you may have seen this in my transition video, not my transition, my watermarking logo video. I don't know if you've seen that, where it rotated many times around. Every 360 degrees that this spins is then going to make it go up by 1. It's going to go back to 0, and it only makes sense, but it's really useful if you notice that now as opposed to later when you're trying to copy and paste keyframes. Just be aware that this 1 times means that it already went around a revolution of 360 degrees, and then it'll be a -1 if it went the opposite way. So just keep that in mind. Same deal goes for any of these. Yeah, so that's pretty much how you can use 3D layers. You can mask them. Alright, so I just finished my mask. As you can tell, this is not the best mask ever created in After Effects, but it'll do for this tutorial. Just to give you some ideas, I'm just going to show you how you can use transform and then keyframe it. I'm actually not going to even keyframe it for this, but you can create that spinning transition, the spinning logo, whatever you really want to do, you can do it. So I hope you enjoyed it. That was Tip Tuesday. Hopefully, I am going to be uploading more videos. I'm saying hopefully because I have some great ideas, and all I have to do is make them into a tutorial now. And that concludes this week's Tip Tuesday. I hope you guys all learned something, and if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and a favorite. Thanks for watching. This is Vulgars, and have a great day.